All right, welcome back. We are live. We are here in Adicora, Venezuela, and we are in sequence. We have the green flag up for our first heat. We are just in time for the catching the start of this heat number one with Zabala versus Schulte from the Netherlands. We've got Zabala competing against Schulte from the Netherlands. Zabala is from Venezuela, so a local rider here in Adicora who is throwing some maneuvers out on the water. Let's get you to the action. That is Jonas Schulte that you're seeing right there, just throwing a move right there. Nice 3-1-3. We are on the beach. This is our first heat of our first round of the single elimination. Yesterday we were able to get through a series of trials with a lot of these local riders from Venezuela and from Brazil, Argentina, and Colombia. And a nice little blind judge 3 from our Venezuelan rider, showing what he can do in front of his home crowd here in Adicora. That is Mr. Schulte right there looking for something. We've got about 20 knots of wind out on the competition area. You can see it's onshore and quite choppy. Nice blind judge 5 from the Venezuelan rider. That was just out of frame. So he's got some tricks on the board. We are going to be updating our live scores as we finish the heat. So unfortunately we're not going to be able to bring them to you as they're being recorded. Beautiful slim chance from our competitor from the Netherlands. And a grab KGB, which turned into a back to blind. Kind of trying to save it there at the last minute. Had a little bit too much. His kite was a little bit too much over his head, but he stuck it, but it wasn't the prettiest, and not going to score as highly as it could have, but it is still going to put some points on the board for the young competitor from Venezuela. That is Jonas Schulte right there, loading up here in this onshore wind. Nice, beautiful front mob from Schulte. And our Venezuelan competitor, Zabala, pulling a trick right there as well. So we are in Adicora, Venezuela, which is an up-and-coming kiteboard destination, and very rightly so, because it is a windy spot. We are just a few short minute flight from the island of Aruba, Bonaire and Curacao in the Caribbean, Southern Caribbean Sea. So it is definitely a very windy place, and I don't think I've seen the wind be less than about 12 to 13 knots the whole time I've been here. So it blows day and night. So this is ideal. We do have some live scores up on the board right now. We've got total of 8.3 for Zabala and a total of 9.94 for Jonas Schulte. You can see that on the bottom of your screen there. But I want to thank you guys for tuning in and bearing with us. We've been struggling to get this broadcast up and running with kind of our remote location here on the beach. There's not a ton of infrastructure here, so we've actually got a satellite that was brought in by CanTV, C-A-N-TV, which is local satellite TV provider here in Venezuela. So thanks to those guys, as well as to Texca, which is our primary sponsor, and Siragon, which is another one of our main sponsors. So thank you very much to those guys. We've got tricks happening back to back from both riders, and this Venezuelan is really pulling out all the stops, trying to bring it together for the remaining minutes in this heat. And I think it's going to be a tight match. Jonas Schulte from the Netherlands is not a stranger to this tour. or to competitions. And I think Mr. Zavala is doesn't have a whole lot of competition experience, but he's got that fire and is really throwing some pretty impressive tricks. So you can see our cameraman in the water, Jeremy Lacoudi from France. But I will give you an idea where we're headed today. We are trying to make it through as many of these heats as we can in our men's single elimination. Jono Schulte going for a S7, not really making it, and that's going to count as a crash, which is a 0.1 on the judges' tablets. Whoa! And I'm not sure if you caught that. Oh, you caught the tail end of it right there. But that is our young competitor from Venezuela, Aquiles Zavala from Venezuela. He's got some pretty impressive, pretty cool style, throwing some cool one-handed stuff, a little frontside 3 from Schulte. Let's see if you can see we've got a pretty packed beach here. And a little, not sure if that was a loop 5 or just a flat 5. I was looking down at the monitor, I couldn't see what his kite was doing, but definitely some good tricks and another nice front mob from Schulte. We've got just a few minutes remaining. We've got the green flag down, meaning less than 1 minute remaining in this men's heat number 1 of the day here at beautiful Copa Mundial de Kitesurf from Adicora, Venezuela. I'm your host, Dave Tyberski, going to bring you all the action. And Schulte with just trying for a loop 3 there at the buzzer, but not making it. So it is going to be a hard one to call from my angle here. So we will keep you posted on the results of that. You can tune in and look at the bottom of your screen there, down on the one side of your corner here. I'm not sure which one it's going to be for you guys. Things are a little backwards here in the studio as far as the camera goes, but yeah, you're going to see those live scores here coming up, almost live. Unfortunately, we don't have the real-time capabilities here, but we're going to be updating during the break, so you're going to see how those tricks scored for those guys, which is pretty cool, give you a better idea. But as I mentioned, I'm your host here, Dave Tyberski, here at the our third freestyle stop. We had Morocco, and we had France and Holland. So this is our fourth freestyle stop for the year. So we are on a roll. This is definitely our warmest event we've had. We've got Jono Schulte winning against the young Zavala guy, Aquiel, I think his name was. Let me check that here. Aquiles Zavala from Venezuela. So Jono Schulte advancing over the young Venezuelan. So congratulations to Jono Schulte. As I mentioned, I'm your host here, Dave Tyberski, and we are going to be continuing the action here at the PKRA Copa Mundial de Kitesurf from Adicora, Venezuela. We are in our second day of this event. So I'll have to update that a little lower third. But thanks for joining us, and stick around. We are in between heats, and coming up next, we've got Milan versus Burgers, which is Mr. Milan from Venezuela versus Burgers from Aruba. So an action-packed heat to come, and we'll be back with you in just a short couple minutes. And we're back. The buzzer has sounded. We are back with Milan from Venezuela versus Burgers from Aruba. We have Burgers on, I'm not sure which kite Burgers is on. We will try and find out which kite he is, and his competitor is Mr. Milan, or something like that. Let's see. I'm not seeing him on the list, but Milan. There he is, Manuel Milan from Venezuela. Manuel Milan versus Burgers. Hendrik Burgers from Aruba. So pretty much a Dutch name, as Aruba is a Dutch island. And we are not far from that island, but these guys actually have done some crossings here from Adicora, the peninsula that Adicora is on, all the way over to the island. Not far. I think they're doing it in about 35, 40 minutes. So we are very close to the ABC Islands here in Adicora. But on the RD kite right there, let's see if he's got a kite listed for his as a sponsor. And no, so I've got a guy on a RD kite and another guy on the Cabrina kite. Not sure which one is Burger and which one is Milan. But these guys are battling it out. I'm going to give you a little bit of beach volume so you can hear what's going on from here, and I'm going to try and find out which one of these riders is which. And so you can call the action as we see it. You get a little shot there from the beach. You can see upwind towards the point. The cameraman giving you guys a little overview of what's going on while the both riders are kind of reaching upwind, trying to get out a little bit further from the beach to throw their tricks. Nice back mode from one of our competitors. I'm not sure which one he is. All right, we got an identification on who is who on this. We've got Burgers on that Cabrina kite. So that is the young Aruban right there on an 11-meter kite. So we've got gusts up to about 20 knots. But as you can see, even some of these younger and smaller competitors are on pretty decent kite sizes for here. So we've got Burger on the Cabrina kite and Millan from Venezuela, Manuel Millan right there on the RD kite. Nice back mow, both of these guys doing some pretty big tricks. Burger just throwing a nice maneuver right there, but kind of hanging from his kite a little bit, so not going to score that high due to his kite position. So as you may or may not know, these guys are being scored on their execution of their tricks. So execution involves angle of the kite. Judges want to see it about 45 degrees using the pop that they're getting from the board rather than hanging underneath their kite. And a nice NIS from him. Very fast. So I think he's a little powered on that 11 meter. He's not a big guy. And front lobe from our competitor from the Venezuelan young Manuel Millan. Not sure if he's from Adicora or if he's from Margarita. I think he's actually from El Jaque in Margarita, but I'm not sure. There are a couple local riders here who got wild cards who are from the area here in Adicora, as they have amazing world-class conditions to train in every day. So if any of you guys have been to Margarita, you know what it's like, and I've been there and I know what it's like. And I gotta say, I'm a big fan of Adicora. Seems like there's a little bit something for everyone here. You've got some waves further down the beach, kind of side on onshore waves, which are super fun. You got kickers, coming in. You've got various flat water spots, so pretty nice little place. If you joined us yesterday, I mentioned that I've been here for about 6 days prior to the event, and I've been riding every day, taking advantage of some of these spectacular conditions, and both of our competitors right there going down. So right in front of you, that is Berger from Aruba. Super stoked kid. I saw him do an interview on the beach, and he's really well spoken and very, very stoked to be here and to be riding with the world's top kiteboarders as we have here on the PKRA. Definitely the best in the world. I've got some scores updating from our judges that I'm going to try and bring you here quickly. And Berger throwing a little low-mo, but not really riding away from it too smooth. But we've got Manuel Millán with a 24, with a total of 6 for Hendrik Berger. So I think the judges have a few tricks that they have yet to confirm, because the scores don't seem that relevant. I did see Berger land quite a few tricks, so we'll wait for those to be updated as they get confirmed. So you may have been following us and know that we've gone to a tablet scoring system, enabling us to have a very numerical way of showing who's winning, and that you guys can follow at home on the live scoring system. So we are almost live scoring. We're just going to have to be updating them in between heats, and that is the end of that heat number 2 with Mr. Manuel Millán from Venezuela and Mr. Hendrik Bergers from Aruba. I'm here in the booth with all this action on the beach and pretty much loving it. So we will be back in a few short minutes as we get into our next round, which is Mr. Hayes, Victor Hayes from France. We saw him at our event in Holland versus Coelho. Mr. Coelho is Sergio Coelho from Venezuela for riding slingshot. So we've got another Venezuelan versus a Frenchman here coming up in this next heat number 3, so stick around. Right, we have Manuel Millán from Venezuela winning that heat. Congratulations to Manuel advancing over Mr. Hendrik Bergers from Aruba. So Hendrik Bergers falling victim to the young Manuel Millán, the hometown hero from Venezuela, and that was heat number 2 of this single elimination. We are moving quickly, less than 1 minute away from the start of heat number 3, which is Victor Hayes versus Sergio Coelho from Venezuela. So we have France versus Venezuela on deck. I'm your host, Mr. Dave Taberski, here on the PKRA live stream, trying to give you guys a breakdown of what's happening here, but taking you back to the action. First and foremost here with Victor Hayes versus Sergio Coelho from Venezuela. So this guy is from Adicora, so I'm not sure if you caught that, but local talent from Adicora, says the local beach announcer, who's Carlos Cornelius, who's basically the godfather here of kiteboarding. Started kiteboarding here, was the first guy out here doing it, and definitely can be credited for turning a lot of these local people here onto Adicora as one of these premier kiteboarding destinations. That's Victor Hayes right there in front of you on the screen. And he's loading up for a nice blind judge 3. That is going to add to his tally, and definitely you can see how many people there are on the beach here. They've done a great job setting up a nice village here. The spectators are incredibly enthusiastic. We've got a lot of competitors from all over, from South America, Colombia, Venezuela, Argentina, Brazil, and these guys are fired up and definitely enjoying themselves, as are we. Seeing the little Sergio with I think that was a slim chance. Got a bit of a view here from the window, so I'm seeing some stuff that you guys aren't seeing, but definitely we are seeing some action from both of these guys. We got Victor Hayes versus Sergio Coelho on the water right now in heat number 3 here from Adicora. Lots of front moves being thrown on the water today. And that was one from Sergio Coelho. And Victor. Actually, that is Coelho right there. Right there in front of you on the slingshot kite. And on the Cabrina kite, we have Victor Hayes from France. Victor, it looks like, you know, this whole fleet of our competitors, we've seen about 80% of them switch over to boots for this contest. So if you guys are joining us, you're going to be seeing Yuri Zun competing, I think, for the first time in boots, as well as a number of other competitors. So definitely the movement has gained some serious momentum, as we've seen the power from some of these riders come on in full force. Alex Pastor, I think, was probably one of the first guys here competing full-time on wakeboard boots, and definitely some of our female competitors as well. I know Gisela has been playing around wearing boots. She was just out in Hatteras for the Triple S, and I've seen her on the water with some boots, but definitely Carolina Winkoska and Bruna both charging hard in the boots. So stay tuned for that. You guys are in for some real treats. I'm not sure what that was called, but I would call it whatever you call it, the beach loved it. So probably not going to score that high, but the crowd loved it, and that's, you know, partly what these guys are here for, is to have a show. So glad they're getting a show out of it. Victor's stomping some nice tricks there. That was a nice. We've got Victor Hayes lead with a short, just short of Sergio with a 19 versus 14. So Sergio, from that last update, leading with a 19 points to Victor's 14 points. So we will have to see who is going to come up on top. But advancing from that first heat was Jono Schulta advancing over Zabala from Venezuela. In the second heat, we had Mr. Millan advancing over Hendrik Bergers from Aruba. So we've had 3 Venezuelans in the first 3 heats, one of them advancing, and we'll have to see whether the Venezuelan Sergio Coelho advances over a Frenchman Victor Hayes, as they are on the water right now with just a couple minutes remaining here in this heat number 3 in Adicora at the Copa Mundial de Kitesurf, sponsored by Texca, CanTV, and Siragon. So thanks to all our sponsors here, as well as Mystic Kiteboarding, who is helping drive this live broadcast that we are bringing to you. We're going to try and make it better every time, and there's plenty of hurdles that are thrown in front of us daily, so thanks for bearing with us, and yeah, appreciate all your feedback. But if you're just joining us, we are in Adicora, Venezuela, in onshore conditions. Guys are riding 11-meter kites, 10-meter kites, and pretty choppy to flat water, a little bit of everything. We have kickers and then glassy kind of flat water in between, and outside's pretty bumpy, but you've got kind of room and for pretty much anything. If you want to hit a kicker and throw something off of that, you can hit those on the way out on your port tack. You can pretty much hit them on your starboard tack as well, but you've got some nice flat watering on the inside. It is a bit shallow. These guys right now, oh, nice loop slim from Victor Hayes, but not really riding away from it, so that's not going to score too well for him. But close match between both of these guys, Victor Hayes from France and Sergio Coelho, who is on the screen right there with a low back mobe attempt, but missing it at the buzzer. So that's it. That's heat number 3, Hayes versus Coelho. We will let you know, and stay tuned to our almost live scoring right there on the website at the bottom left side. You can check that out. But stick around. We have on deck Sam Light versus Suriel. So stick with us. We'll be back with more action from the PKRA Copa Mundial de Kitesurf live from Adicora, Venezuela. Okay.
Cuarta válida de la PKRA. Adicora. Dos windows en el nombre de Texca, Siragon, CanTV, Atún, Paraguana, Briguti, Nuevo Día, PDVSA, Metrópolis, Mormai, United Codec, Head of Team Eventos y la Mega, donde sea.
All right, we are back. We have a young Jacqueline Leish here in the booth with me. She's helping me with a question we have from Enriquillo Fernandez. Thanks for writing in. He asked, does boots increase the difficulty of freestyle tricks and get awarded more points because of the boots on the boards? If so, how do the judges explain the difference with regular footstrap kiteboards? So I just want to touch on that for you guys at home, and let you know that it doesn't mean that it's harder to do the trick in boots. What it means, I think, is that you can actually land with a bit more power, and was performed So I'll touch on that in a little bit. But we are back to action on the water with Mr. Sam Light from the Great Britain versus Suriel from where's Mr. Suriel from? Mr. Suriel is from Dominican Republic. So this is a little Dominican rider, Nico Suriel, who's a pretty heavy ripper. He's on Star Kites here. I've been watching him. He's been here a few days, and he's got some pretty impressive tricks in his bag right there. You can see one of them probably wasn't as well executed as he would have hoped, but he is up against Mr. Sam Light, who is definitely one of my favorite riders in boots. So you can see the difference right here. And now we've got a rider wearing boots, Mr. Sam Light, versus one of our Dominican competitors in foot straps, and you'll be able to see, you know, a big difference kind of in the style, the rotations, and maybe the consistency in the landings as far as consistency with powered landings. So as I mentioned, when boots enable you to land a little bit more in control with a little bit more speed and power. They just kind of take out that element of looseness. So I don't think that just someone wearing boots and doing a slim chance is going to score higher than, like that slim chance right there from Sam, which was not in frame, is going to score any higher just because he's wearing boots. But that rider's most likely going to be able to land, you know, with more speed, with more power in his kite, and ride away cleanly. So in that respect, it can definitely contribute into the way it's being scored. Nice 3-1-3 from our Dominican rider Nico Suriel right there in front. And Sam with a pretty sick late mob attempt, not really making it come together. So there are some challenges, but you know, it's you can definitely see the difference, and this is a good example of boots versus foot straps. That's from Sam. I'm not even sure what's that is called. I think it was a chromo kind of thing, like a toe side front roll to blind. I'm not sure. Don't want to call it because I just kind of caught it here in out the window of the studio. I wasn't watching the monitor. I think I caught it. But Sam's got those tricks that you just don't really see a lot of people do. He's got a nice Pete Rose that he throws off kickers. You know, a couple other real wake-inspired tricks that not a lot of people are doing that I really like to see. So Sam is definitely one of my favorite guys to watch, and definitely a very cool and calm guy. Good energy from that guy for sure, on the water and off. And Mr. Suriel not really making things come together in those past few trick attempts, but it is plenty of time for him. We are probably just about halfway maybe into this heat number 4 of Sam Light versus Suriel from the Dominican Republic, and we've got results from that last round. You probably have seen it on your scoring screen down there off to the right on the PKRA website, and we've got Victor Hayes advancing over Coelho. So 3 Venezuelans in the first 3 heats, only one of them advancing. But we are smack dab in the middle here of our day number 2 from Adicora, Venezuela. I'm your host, Dave Tyberski, here with a beach full of people. I'm guessing there's about 700, 800 people here right now on the beach. I'm sure we will have our camera do some panning around, show you what's going on here, but plenty of people on the beach, really enjoying the action here, and as well as we hope you are. That is Mr. Suriel Nico from Dominican Republic riding Star Kites on the water versus Mr. Sam Light from England. Sam's just landing blind and not even bother to pass it. That's a good question right there. Is it scored more if you land blind and pop out of it after landing blind and riding controlled, is it score higher than if you land blind and pass the bar? Very good question that I'm going to pose, and I'll ask you guys what you think. You guys at home, if you want to write in on Facebook, that's another one we can chat about. My opinion is probably is harder to land blind and control, ride for a second or two, and then pop ollie out of it. Sam. Sam is crushing it. I don't know if it's coming in through the feed, but Carlos, our broadcaster here, announcer here on the beach, just said that Sam Light is crushing it, and Sam Light does crush it. So I have a feeling Sam could be leading this round, but we just saw a nice trick from Nico from the Dominican Republic, so it is not over yet. Nico's got just under a minute here remaining in this heat number 4 of our single elimination. Sam Light versus Nico Soriel from the Dominican Republic. Just seconds remaining. Let's see if Mr. Sam has something for us. 20 seconds left here, and a nice S3 attempt, but I mean, you can see right there Nico's got some really nice tricks and some pretty powered tricks, but he's not sticking the landings very cleanly. So all right, that's it. That is the end of our heat number 4 from Adicora. I am your host, Dave Tyberski, here in Adicora at the Copa Mundial de Kitesurf from Adicora, Venezuela. We are really stoked to be here because we've had some earlier events. We had some great events in some pretty chilly climates, but always great to see. We started in Morocco, moved on to France in Lucats, which was a bit chilly. Then we had a special event in actually, where did we go then? Then we had Holland in Scheveningen, which was a pretty awesome event. And then we moved on to France, in southern France, where we had some nice warm weather. But I was ready for some of this tropical heat and some of this tropical fruit that we've been getting to eat here. Lots of papayas and pineapples and all the things that you associate with being in a nice warm tropical place. It is warm for sure, but there are palm trees and wind blowing and just some amazing world-class kiteboarding conditions that we're lucky to be getting to play around with here at the Copa Mundial de Kitesurf, live from Adicora. I'm Dave Tyberski, your host, and going to be bringing you all the action from day number 2 as we move on into our heat number 5. Let's see, who do we have coming up? We have Borisov from Russia versus Bram Miranda. Borisov, I took a guess, and I'm saying from Russia, and I nailed it, versus Bram Miranda from Colombia. So another one coming up, so stick around. We'll be right back with more action. And we're back with the start of heat number 5. Borisov versus Bram Miranda for Colombia. Borisov from Russia. Borisov is on that Hadlow kite right there on the screen, going for back mode and not catching the bar. We've got our Colombian competitor on the Ozone kite. That is Mr. Borisov right there, reaching out in frame, loading up for his next trick. Nice powered little front roll to. It was just a front roll actually. He's been around here a few days for sure before the event. I've seen him on the water. Pretty much these are the conditions I was riding in. I got drug around a bag full of kites in anticipation of coming here because I've heard the conditions were so awesome here in Adicora, and I was not disappointed at all. So it was worth it. Air France, no matter what you charge me, it was worth it. So it is just ridiculous traveling with cheer these days. Just how it really depends on the airline and who you check in with and the amount they charge you or try to charge you. So always an exciting little game that we get to play. As you know, those of you who travel around with kite gear, which I'm sure a lot of you guys do, and I would consider putting this spot on your map. That is a beautiful blind judge 3 from our Borisov, our Russian competitor. I'm not sure what that was there from Bram Miranda. Just kind of missed it. But both these guys throwing some impressive maneuvers here. Bram from Colombia with beautiful back mode from him. Nice power. All these Colombian guys are riding these boards. I don't even want to try and say the name because I don't really know how to pronounce it very well, but they're pretty cool boards, but they are all riding them. I think it's a local guy making them. He's using some pretty interesting materials. So it's been cool kind of seeing the stuff that's coming out of South American market down here. So these guys, South America is a great spot because it's got plenty of water, and I tell you, the Brazilians, the Colombians, the Venezuelans are all water people. They're anything with the water they love. Kind of similar to the French, but these guys are competitive and they are stoked to have the world's best kiteboarders here in their backyard. Some of these Colombian guys drove here. Some of the Brazilian guys drove here. We've got Gilly Brandao, one of the very well-known wave riders riding for Mormai Kites. Mormai is one of our sponsors here at this event, and Gilly's here on the beach. I'm actually in the Mormai crazy amphibious old army Jeep thing right now. We've set our studio up in here, and it's pretty badass. We'll definitely give you some shots of it later on, but you wouldn't be able to tell. But we've got a great little Mormai booth here that we're using as our live studio. So thanks to Mormai. And a kite loop slim from Mr. Bram Miranda, excuse me. And that is Borisov right there riding boots. You can see right there. He's got definitely has pretty good style. Young kid. I chatted with him very briefly. Walking to the beach one morning, just introduced myself as we were both going for a session, but seemed like a pretty cool guy. And yeah, we need some Ruskies on the tour. We had Peter Tuskovich, Russian, on the tour for a while, and he hasn't been competing, but I know he's pumping out some videos. So hey Peter, if you're listening, come visit us, do some events. But Borisov could be taking over where he left off, giving a nice run, representing Russia. And this is Bram Miranda right there. Oh, I'm sorry, no, that is Borisov. That is the Russian right there in the boots. And Bram is on the outside on that ozone kite right there. See if he cuts to Bram, which he's going to. There's Bram, the local Colombian, going for the front mob. Or a Hasselhoff, minus that 180, but not making it, unfortunately. We've got to about 2 minutes remaining, maybe less, here in this heat number 5, Borisov versus Bram Miranda. And Sam Light advancing from that last heat number 4. So Sam Light's going to come up against Yuri Zun in that next round. So he is not going to have an easy heat against our current world champion in 2011, Mr. Yuri Zun. But we do have a number of heats to move through before then. I've got, coming up, we've got Salazar versus Mario Rodwald. Both these guys are pulling out some pretty nice tricks. Nice low mob from Borsov, a Russian competitor. Let's see what Mr. Bram Miranda has for us from Colombia. Passing his leash over, looking like he's setting up for a trick from his front hand to his back, which is a blind judge 3. Whoa, yeah, was it 3-1-3? Not sure. Didn't really catch it too closely, but very, very similar tricks. Blind judge 3 is kind of a rally passing to your backhand, and we're actually and a 3-1-3 is basically the same trick, but going the opposite direction, passing to your backhand. All right, you can see Mr. Borsov is pretty happy with his heat right there. Pretty stoked, waving. Actually, I can't tell if that was Borsov or Bram Miranda, but both these guys stoked. You can see all the competitors and all the spectators on the beach. I have to comment that Venezuela has a lot of beautiful women. There are some amazing women here on the beach. It's pretty impressive, and definitely the people of Adicora and all the people that we met here have just been incredibly gracious, incredibly kind, and incredibly welcoming, and definitely stoked to be here. And thanks to Adicora and thanks to everyone who's made this happen. You are smack dab in the middle of day number 2, single eliminations live here from Adicora. So we will be back very soon with heat number 6, Salazar versus Rodwald. All right, we're back live from Adicora, Venezuela. I am your host, Dave Tyberski, trying to keep you guys posted on what's going on here live, and we are just, that's the buzzer for our heat number 6, Salazar versus Rodwald. Salazar is from, we've got 2 Salazars. We've got both of them being from Colombia, so this is his brother. We actually saw him in an earlier heat. But let's get you back to the action on the water. You don't want to look at me. I'm pretty darn certain that you guys are more interested in looking at the action. So we've got one of our German competitors, Mario Rodwald, on the water. This is his first competition back after an injury, and riding with riding with a lot of power. Looked like he went for a slim chance, but landing toe side on that last trick. But he is riding boots, and definitely one of the few of the top guys who's still riding. He's riding footstraps. Still riding footstraps. As I mentioned, we've got a big push. I'm calling about 80% of our top core 15 guys have made the switch over to boots for this event. I don't know, maybe I'm overestimating, maybe it's 60 or 70%, but Yuri's shifted over. I've seen a number of other guys, Space Burgers, definitely on boots. Of course, Alex Pastor, Sam Light. As I mentioned, Yuri's going to be competing in boots, I believe. So definitely a lot of our top guys making that switch. So we can be certain we're going to see some pretty impressive riding from all of those guys. But right now on the water, we have Salazar from Colombia versus Mario Rodwald, which is right there, Mario in front. Both these guys, Mario on the North Kite, right there, that is our Salazar from Colombia on that blue slingshot kite. It is Andres Salazar right there. Andres Salazar with a nice mob. And Mario setting up for something. I was staying at a posada with Mario for the days that I was here. Always cool to hang out with him. He's super chill. And definitely 2 sessions a day, ready to come back with a vengeance with Salazar with a really nice powered trick, as he was came down pretty hard, stomped that one. So these guys are have to be competing, or they have to be throwing a maximum trick attempts of 12 tricks. Basically, 12 trick attempts are allowed, and your top 7 are what's counted. Or actually, it's 9. No, it's 7. But these guys are pretty tuned in now, and as we've this is our 4th freestyle event for the rankings that these guys are competing for. So most of these guys have gotten used to the new scoring system, the numerical scoring system. So they're taking advantage of that and kind of tuning their heats to get some tricks, get some points on the board straight away. Mario's proving that there's some quality in his bag of tricks. I'm back with you. We had one of our technicians come on in, making sure everything's cool. Definitely, things are going pretty smooth. So thanks to him for helping us out today. As we've been always got a nice challenge after you get through one challenge, you're always presented with another one, so makes life exciting. So life on the PKRA here is pretty exciting, to say the least. Every day is like I don't know, it's just awesome. But today is no different than the rest. We've got awesome competition on the water, and out on the water we've got Mr. Mario Rodwald versus Andres Salazar from Colombia. Right there, Salazar in front, right there, loading. He's on one of those boards that I mentioned from Colombia. And a slingshot kite versus Mario Rodwald on his North kiteboarding equipment. And Mario is riding, both those competitors riding foot straps. And that's wrapping up heat number 6 here in Adicora, Venezuela. If you're just joining us, we are 6 heats down in our single elimination of the men's freestyle here at the Copa Mundial de Kitesurf from Adicora, Venezuela. From our last heat, we had Mr. Borisov advancing over Bram Miranda, so the Russian advancing over the Colombian, moving into the next round where he will meet Liam Whaley, 15-year-old from Tarifa, Spain, in heat number 13. But we are just wrapping up Salazar versus Rodwald and quickly moving into Romeo versus Tax. So we've got Romeo from Brazil versus Christopher Tack from Belgium. Both of those guys riding really well. Romeo, I believe, was off on an injury. Excuse me. And he's been back with us. I think. Gracias. I think Renault was back in Holland, was his first event. So he was definitely riding pretty powered. So he doesn't look like he's having any issues with that injury that he was working through. And Mr. Tack, Christoph Tack, is an amazing rider himself, and it's sure to be an impressive heat. So we'll be back very shortly here with Renault Remu versus Christopher Tack in our heat number 7 live from Adicora, Venezuela. All right, that's me. I'm here in the studio, and we are back to the action with water. On the water with Mr. Christoph Tack versus Renault Remu from Brazil. We've got winds increasing, it looks like here. We've got Renault, looks to be on a 9, or actually could be an 11 still. Throwing a nice trick there. And on the liquid force kite right there on the blue going out is Christoph Tack. Let's see what Christoph has for us. A nice little frontside 3 off kicker. These kicker conditions are some of my favorite conditions, which just makes for pretty much a fun day for me anyways, whether I'm on a twin tip or I've just been riding a wake skate here most of the time. But yeah, I love this angle for kickers because it's just a nice setup. You can see Renault stomping right there. Beautiful trick with his neon orange boots, riding on his North kites. And Christoph Tack right there on his liquid force gear. We've got Mr. Carlos Cornelius on the microphone here on the beach. I'm not sure, pretty sure you guys can hear him, but he's calling the tricks. Trying to anyways. Carlos is from where I'm from in Oregon, and is from Adicora here, and made the trek over just to be with his friends and to share this great experience for this town of Adicora and all the kiteboarders here in the area. But beautiful powered move right there from Renault. Pretty impressive riding from him so far. Let's see what Mr. Tack has up his sleeve, as Christoph is both riding boots as well. So we got Renault in boots and Christoph. Looks like a 315 from Renault. And Christoph with a failed trick attempt. So as I mentioned, these guys have 12 trick attempts, and Renault throwing a beautiful Hasselhoff there, right in front of the crowd here. So these guys are getting pretty close. Hopefully they reach out. If they were to drop their kite, there is a good chance it could end up right on top of a lot of these people, and could be on top of us. There's Christoph with another flat trick. It looked like a flat 5. Nice back move from Renault. Not the most powered trick he's got in his bag, but I bet we'll see another attempt from that, because basically these guys want to do one of the tricks, one of the 4 mobs from the 4 mob families, and or from the trick families here. And if they don't actually execute the trick as well as they know they can, they will try it again. So although it'll be counted as a trick attempt. Insane powered trick right there. We are pretty close to the action, but we've got some windows, so I can't see it all from through the windows, but I've got a way better view than I did yesterday. Renault going for a slim chance, missing the bar. Kite down, giving Christopher Tack a little power play. See what he can do with his time when his competitor is down with his kite, but his kite's back up, so that he didn't lose a whole lot of time on that one. And Christoph is just looking for a right opportunity to throw a trick, but he didn't really find it, so he's going to tack back towards us. But in the meantime, it looks like Renault's setting up for something. No, just tacking back, and Christoph's setting up. Going for line judge 3. Kind of a butt check, so definitely not as executed as he would have liked. Renault trying that slim chance again and not making it. One of the other things about boots is they're usually add a little bit more weight, although they are making some pretty impressive light boots right now, but it kind of changes your your rotation, kind of the flow of your rotation. It might be due to the fact that you're usually on a bit wider stance. 30 seconds remaining here in this heat number 7. Renaud Remieux versus Christophe Tack. And Renaud finally getting that trick on the inside. Setting up for another trick on the outside. Low mob attempt and blowing it. And missed what Christophe did. But just seconds remaining here. And that's it. That's the end of the heat number 7. Renaud Remieux from Brazil versus Christophe Tack. Here at day number 2, PKRA Copa Mundial de Kitesurf from Adicora, Venezuela. We are just 7 heats deep here into this single elimination of our men. Coming up, we've got Hurtado versus Carrillo. Hurtado versus Carrillo. We have Hurtado from Venezuela and Carrillo also from Venezuela. So we have 2 Venezuelans on deck coming up for heat number 8. So stick around. We'll be right back with more action.
Por primera vez en Adicora, esta válida de la PKRA Tour. Siga con Canteve, Gobernación del Estado Falcón, Municipio Bolivariano Falcón, Atún, Paraguaná, inédita, Biguti, la gente que te gusta, Nuevo Día, PDVSA, Metrópolis. Tenemos a United Code.
All right, we're back here live from Adicora. I'm Dave Taberski here in the booth, and we are just moments away from the start of this heat number 8. Venezuelans versus Venezuelans. Hurtado versus Carrillo, both from Venezuela. Both guys definitely going to be performing here in front of their hometown crowd. So let's get the camera back to the beach. We've got Hurtado versus Carrillo, and let me see if I got some kites for you. Carrillo, no, I don't have any kites for us, so maybe we can get some help with finding out which rider's what. We've got, looks like a slingshot kite for one of our competitors. And we have, I'm not sure what kite that is, maybe a best kite for our other competitor. So we will try and find that out for you as soon as we can, so we can tell who is who. But in the meantime, we have 2 competitors on the water, both from Venezuela. I'm sure they're friends, as most of these countries, with the smaller kite scenes, everyone seems to know everyone. I mean, I guess it's the same in the bigger countries as well. But definitely here a very core group of kiters, and it looks like we have a postponement flag up. So postponement flag has been put up. I'm not sure quite why, but we will try and get you that info just as soon as we can. We will set one of our helpers here to find out what's going on with the AP. and bring that back to you. But in the meantime, we're going to just tell you what's coming up in the next round. After Hurtado and versus Carrillo, we've got a Dutch versus Dutch heat. Heat number 9, Langare versus Scholte. In heat number 10, we have Rondina from Italy versus Milan. And moving on, we have Spaceberger versus Victor Hayes, Austria versus France. And heat number 12 is Borisov. And then we have in heat number 14, Jacobs versus either Rodwald or Salazar. I'm not sure. Do you know who won the that heat, Jackie? Mario Rodwald versus Salazar. I guess we have not received results for that heat versus Salazar versus Rodwald, so that could be a close one, a highly contested one. Sometimes we get that where our judges, there's an issue before we get things up finalized from the judges, so for some reason there could be a missed trick or some discrepancy that they need to sort out before they've given us those results. So we'll bring those to you just as soon as we can. But in the meantime, I'm just going to turn you over to the camera and give you a little bit of a shot of what's going on the beach. As I mentioned, lots of people here, all of them very stoked, which is great to see here at such a wonderful event. Here everyone is just seems to be feeling a very cool energy that's flowing around the beach here, with a lot of volunteers, a lot of people making this happen. Great staff here. Roberto Sierra and his friends and crew that have made this possible, putting this event together. And definitely Texca, who is a big construction firm here in Venezuela that have been stepped up to make this event possible, as well as Can TV, the local TV station here, and also Siragon, maker of hard drive computer products, have stepped up to make this event possible here in Venezuela. I'm your host here, Dave Tyberski, as we are moving on after this postponement back into our last heat of round number 8 here live from Adicora. So stick around. We'll be right back with more action from the Copa Mundial de Kitesurf 2012. Sequence to do that. No, something happened. It's the postponement flag. Okay, Hurtado or Carrillo is slingshot?
Pueden visitar www.tour.com. Ayudar a la transmisión e inclusive el puntaje que nos puede estar viendo en el momento.
All right, as you can see, we've got some pretty packed beach here in Venezuela. I'm your host, Dave Tyberski, here live from the 2012 PKRA Copa Mundial de Kitesurf, live from Adicora, Venezuela. We are in a postponement due to technical difficulties. I'm anticipating that is something to do with the tablets that we have that our judges are using, but we have yet to confirm that. But anyways, we are on hold for waiting for heat number 8, which is Hurtado versus Carrillo. And I think I saw more my kite out there. Someone posted on Facebook that they might be on a F1. But looks like the wind is increasing here. We've got about 20 to 24 knots out on the race, out on the competition area. And these guys are really looking pretty powered, riding pretty solid. You can see a number of riders out there right now. I have, looks like Liam's warming up. Kevin Langray riding very powered out on the water. Yeah, a number of our competitors taking advantage of this downtime here to get themselves out on the water and get some training in before their heats. We've got after heat number 8, we've got Kevin Langray versus Jono Schulta, and Rondina versus Milan in heat number 10. Spaceburger versus Hayes in heat number 11. Yuri Zun versus Sam Light in heat number 12. And Liam Whaley versus Borisov. And then heat number 14, we have Mark Jacobs from New Zealand versus Mario Rodwald. And did we get results from the TAC Renault? The TAC Renault. Did we get results from the TAC and Renault thing? I'm trying to confirm with my assistant here, who's in La La Land with my my headphones on. But looks like we are back into sequence, and things are sorted out. So we are getting these guys back out on the water, and hopefully going to bring you some more action here live from the PKRA. So hopefully we will get the camera going back on the water to the action, and not to me, because that is definitely not where the action is. And that's Kevin Langray, you can see right there, who's out on the water warming up. He's back from his lay year and a half off the tour, taking care of that knee injury he suffered. He was our 2009 world champion, I believe. And he's back with a vengeance, looking to climb his way back up. Bam, boom, we're back into sequence, which means we have 3 minutes remaining until we go back into our event here. So we are waiting for our next 2 competitors, which is Hurtado versus Carrillo. Hurtado is Oscar Hurtado from Venezuela, and Carrillo is also from Venezuela. Brunaski Carrillo is what they say his first name is, but I'm going to say they probably call him Bruno or something like that. So anyways, 2 Venezuelan competitors coming your way here live from the PKRA Copa Mundial de Kitesurf. We are just a few minutes away to resuming our last heat in the round number 1, heat number 8, Hurtado versus Carrillo. So stick around, we'll be back live. All right. Thanks for sticking with us, guys. This is our day 2 from our Copa Mundial, the kite surf here in Adicora. We have got yellow flag up, which means we have just under a minute or 2 minutes to the start of the next heat here. We had a short little postponement that we had to go into, but we are back with more action on the water. If you're just joining us, we are here. We'll be here for the next number of days up until Sunday. I don't even know what day today is. I'm guessing my computer says it is Thursday, so we are going to be here for the next 3 days, so definitely tune in and join us again as we will try and be bringing you all this information and all the action here live from Adicora, Venezuela. This place is amazing, and I'm very stoked to be here, as well as all these people here on the beach. But let's get you guys back to the action on the water, because it's happening right there. We just missed a trick from our competitor, I believe is Hurtado, on the Mormai kite. I believe that says Mormai. Yeah, both of these riders from Venezuela, so you can anticipate the crowd to be doing some pretty big screaming, as we have seen the Colombian crew and the Venezuelan crew definitely making lots of noise for their hometown riders here in Adicora. A blind judge, nice blind judge from Carrillo with the slingshot over there. And on the outside right there on that Mormai kite, we have Hurtado Brunowski with a nice blind judge 3. Looked like his kite got a little high, but that's definitely going to give him some points on the scoreboard. Yeah, I'm not sure what that trick right there was from Carrillo. I just kind of launched from behind one of the flags here on the beach. All right. So we have advancing from heat number 6, Mario Rodwald, and from heat number 7, Reno Remieux, advancing in that heat number 7. So we've got some pretty loaded heats on the way as we move into these later second round here of our men's freestyle. But in the meantime, right now we've got Hurtado versus Carrillo on the water. When you say these names, you gotta say them with the local Venezuelan accent. So it's Hurtado. So they kind of mush together the ADO, Hurtado, and Carrillo. So that's probably gonna make more sense to those of you guys tuning in from Venezuela. But you guys have got some pretty talented riders here, and it's going to be Venezuela moving forward either way, because both of these guys are from Venezuela. And that looks to be Mr. Hurtado on his Mormai kite, reaching out there pretty far off the beach, hopefully setting up for something. Looked like he was going to go for a back something or other. Maybe he did a kite loop. I just saw the squeezed in, I think it was a back roll kite loop or just a back roll, but it didn't really tell. But it's going to count as a trick attempt anyways, and it's going to put some points on the board. There's a Mob 5 from Brunowski on the Mormai kite as well. And here is his competitor from Venezuela as well, Carrillo. A little front blind. Not really making it. Kind of crashing and missing. I think he made the bar, but he did not stomp the landing. Going to count as a trick attempt again, but not going to add up to a whole lot. So I think he's going for a back mob. Mr. Hurtado was going for, or I'm sorry, a KGB, but not really making it, missing the bar and kind of coming down. But nonetheless, the crowd on the beach is cheering him on. So I'm sure these guys are pretty proud to be doing this in front of their a nice tail grab kite loop 5 from Mr. Carrillo on his slingshot kite. 2 minutes 40 seconds remaining here in this men's heat number 8, last heat in our first round of competition here from Adicora. I'm Dave Tyberski here, bringing you all the action as we move on into the later rounds and throughout the week. We're going to be here for the next 3-4 days, so definitely check back with us if you have any questions or want to comment or give us any crap. Please do so. You can do it right on the page here on the PKRA. There's a Facebook thing there. You can chime in and tell us, give us some feedback or try and answer any questions that you might want to pose on there. Wow. I'm getting pretty hot in this thing here right now. We don't have a whole lot. Whoa, and a tangle. And both kites just going down. I think we were in a little tight to capture that, but both I don't know if they tangled or both kites just crashed simultaneously, but that was looked pretty interesting. That's what you call close kiting from these guys. I think he's got a problem with his bar. Oh, actually, that's not a Mormai kite. I'm sorry, that's a best kite. And Mr. Carrillo's just doing tricks over top of Mr. Hurtado, who is down with his kite in the water. I've been calling that a Mormai kite, but I guess that is the new Best Cabo. I just saw the wingtip. Best is one of our industry sponsors here at the PKRA. So they just released a new kite last week, I believe, in Portugal at the KSP event. Want to give a big shout out to those guys. Ben and Sky, two of my good buddies, doing a great job on their live broadcast. Hopefully, one of these days we'll get them in the booth, have some color, and but in the meantime, we're gonna try and get some of our other riders in the booth for some interviews as they get off the water. Looks like Hurtado is basically. I'm not sure if something happened with his bridle or what's going on, or if something broke, but he's not really racing to get back to the beach. And Mr. Carrillo on his slingshot kite is just still throwing trick after trick. So that is the end of that heat number 8. Mr. Hurtado walking back to the beach after a technical problem with his kite. I'm not sure what happened, but I'm not sure if he had enough points on the board to move forward in that round or not, but we will wait to see the results from our judges and have the scores and the results posted as quickly as we can. There's Mr. Hurtado right there on screen getting off the water, and his competitor right there, Mr. Carrillo, still out there kind of free riding even though the heat's over. So congratulations to both of those guys. Pretty solid heats from both those Venezuelan riders, and we'll be back with more action here from Adicora from the Copa Mundial de Kitesurf, live from Venezuela.
Hey guys, we're here in Venezuela. This is day 1 today. We're here in Adicora. The spot's pretty sick. It's windy every day. It's about 20-25 knot. It's pretty flat too, got nice little kickers. Yeah, sunny every day, good temperature, 30 degrees. It's the first time we're all riding with no wetsuits, so it's really good, real nice. So you're going to see some good action here for sure. And yeah, check it out.
Otro heat viniendo por acá. We're having another heat coming in. Sigue la competencia. Competitors on the outside of the water. Your heat has been canceled.
Yes, your heat has been canceled due to time problems and flight problems. So we're going to reset the watches and we're going to restart the heat.
Attention competitors on the outside. Your heat is being canceled. Canceled.
All right. Sorry to take you away from that beautiful scene, that the beach scene that's going on right here, but it's pretty impressive how many people here are on the beach enjoying the beautiful wind and the beautiful weather here of Adicora, Venezuela. I'm your host, Dave Tyberski, bringing you all the action as it comes to us live here from the event. We are just beginning round number 2 of our men's single elimination, and we've got coming up in our first heat, we have Mr. Langore, Kevin Langore, our 2009 world champion, who's actually out on the water right now, versus Jono Schulte, who advanced from that first round. Just been advised that we had a flag problem, so we are going to we postpone or abandon that that earlier heat, reset the watches, go back into sequence, and start this one from scratch. So bear with us. We are going to be taking you back to the water moments from now as we get things underway in this heat number 8 for the day, or actually heat number 9 for the day. Kevin Langore versus Jono Schulte. We definitely don't want to see my name on there. So let's cut back to that and talk a little bit about what we saw in the first rounds. We saw a number of Venezuelans in those early rounds who some were wild cards, some actually made it through the trials coming up. I think we only saw one or two Venezuelans out of I think about 4 or 5 coming up through the trials, or coming up through that first round that advanced. So that's good news for Venezuela. We've got two competitors moving through to the next rounds, and that is going to be interesting to see how they go, as they're going to be up against some of the top, more seasoned competitors. But you can see we've got A lot of people here on the beach ready to fire up this heat number 9, Kevin Langare versus Schulta. We saw Kevin walk off the beach here with his kite in the air as he's getting ready to begin his heat. And just moments from now. So the flag, postponement flag is still up, but as you can see right there, Kevin is ready to compete and making his way back out onto the water. So we will bring that action to you live here in a matter of probably another matter of a few seconds as we wait for our clocks to be reset and go back into sequence. So I will be back with more info on when that's going to be happening. You can see Kevin talking with our race director right there, Eric Troostila. He's from the Netherlands, but he lives in Montreal, but always does a great job here as our race director for the PKRA. So I'm going to turn it back to our cameraman, give you some beach shots, and I'll be back to you with more action live from the 2012 PKRA Copa Mundial de Kitesurf here in beautiful Adicora, Venezuela.
So, all riders, we're going to continue with heat number 9. After that, heat number 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So, heat number 9 goes to the first heat number 1, 5 minutes extra to get some breath. And then we're going to continue into
Langare Schultz coming up.
1 minute before the red flag of heat number 9. Stand the flag down with 1 warning. And 1 minute later, we'll start. A couple more minutes. So coming up first, we have heat number 9 again with Langare and Schultz, followed by heat number 10 on standby after that with Romina and Kevin. About a minute and a half from now, there's about 2.5 minutes for the red flag. A minute and a half from now. The red flag will go down, the blue flag will be white. Flag. Schulte.
Nuestro patrocinante principal, XCA, crecimientos, esta Copa Mundial Kitesurf Adicora 2012. Sigador, TV, gracias. Municipio Bolivariano, la Gobernación Bolivariana, también, Paraguaná,
All right, red flag, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark.
All right, we're back live here in the studio. Dave Tyberski here with you. We are back into sequence, so we are just a couple minutes away from resuming our heat number 9, Kevin Langeret versus Jonas Schulte, Netherlands versus Netherlands, the two Dutchies on the water. I'm pretty sure that Jono is pretty fired up to battle it out against his fellow countrymen, as he's been probably chasing on his heels numerous times. Just want to thank you guys for writing in, and I want to apologize for messing up that last heat number 8. I guess I had the kites wrong, but I was going off of what the announcers here on the beach were talking to, so at least we were wrong in numbers. But that was Mr. Carrillo who had the kite troubles there at the end. I guess it was on that best Cabo kite, and that would have been Mr. Hurtado on the slingshot kite. So those guys were reversed, but thanks for letting us know about that little flub up. But in the meantime, we've got some pretty impressive rounds underway. Definitely stay tuned. We've got some heavy heats coming up, and again, Mr. Yuri Zun and Sam Light meeting yet once again here in the next round, and heat number 4 of the next round. So we're just moments away from getting back into that action here at the 2012 kiteboard Copa Mundial de Kitesurf here in Adicora. We've got there it is. That's the buzzer. I'm not sure if you got that through the mic, but pretty sure you did. That's Kevin opening up with his Blind Judge 3, which is pretty much standard for Kevin. Most of these riders, as I've mentioned, do have a somewhat set routine that they basically like to try and follow throughout each of their heats, and Kevin is definitely one of them, and going for a big front mob there. He is definitely got some power, riding very powered, and with definitely a lot of speed and amplitude in the tricks that he's performing. But both these riders, I believe, are on foot straps here. That's Jonas Schulte, also from the Netherlands, reaching out right there, looking for something from him. But this, competitions are basically anyone's games, as you all know. Any of you have competed. It's, anything can really happen. We've seen everything, even in the Olympics. People get lucky, people have bad luck, and people that you wouldn't foresee moving up into the rounds. But, you know, basically here we've got the top level of riders in the world. Nice front mob from Jono there. Looks like it was a KGB from Kevin, that last trick earlier. But both these guys getting some nice points on the board. Kevin Langare setting up right there with one of his one-handed 3-1-3s that he definitely is the, I guess, the pioneer of the one-handed tricks that we've seen some other riders imitate here as, you know, they've had some time to sink in and get seen on the internet. We saw some of the Dominican riders in some of our other events trying some one-handed tricks and definitely sticking some of them pretty powered and pretty stylish, actually. So Kevin is got a pretty good grasp on this heat from what I've seen so far. Jono's riding well, but he's definitely had a few missed trick attempts. Kevin's riding pretty solid from what I've seen on the screen, so let's see what he's got next. Hasselhoff, but not sticking the landing. Kevin, the start of this heat was, I think there's a problem with our flag crew here, and Kevin couldn't see the flag, or there wasn't some kind of confusion, so we did have to restart go into a new sequence. But we are back underway, so plenty of action here to be had. We've got lots of people on the beach and definitely lots of action on the water. That's Jono Schulte right there riding slingshot kites. Definitely one of the fresh new talents out of Holland. Definitely an up-and-comer. And NIS there from Kevin Langare on the way out. Both these guys riding foot straps. Kevin likes to go big. He's got really good amplitude, and we saw it that year that he won the world title in 2009. Our 2009 world champion, Kevin Langare, was unfortunately fell prone to injury at, I'm not sure what event that was. I think it was in Fuerteventura, but had a knee injury. Ended up spending about a year and a half off the tour, recovering, or a season and a half rather. But you know, we talked to him earlier. He said it definitely changed his whole perspective on things. We had him in the booth in Holland, I think, where we did a nice interview with him, and he gave us some insight into what that was like to go from the top of the world close to it, and then be falling out and sitting on a couch for 10 months or more. So Kevin with a one-handed S1 and or maybe an S3. I'm not sure if he landed toe side or not, but takes a lot of strength. And if you've ever seen Kevin up close and personal, the kid is ripped. His upper body is just huge. So that's takes some strength to do those one-handed tricks. A little Mob 5 from Jono Schulte, stomping it, riding away clean. All right, so I just got word that we will have no ladies rounds today. We are going to wrap up after we make it through these next 8 heats. So stick with us. We've definitely got some action on tap here in heat number 9, as we are going to push on through all the way to heat number 16. So we have 7 solid more heats after this, and some pretty. Jono Schulte right there on the slingshot board right there that you're seeing on your screen from the Netherlands. If you're just joining us, I'm Dave Tyberski here in the More My live stream studio booth here at the Copa Mundial de Kitesurf in Adicora, Venezuela. And we are bringing the action to you live with Kevin Langare versus Jono Schulte, both from the Netherlands. And both throwing some pretty big moves. It looked like we saw... Oh, that was Nice front side pass from Kevin off a kicker. Just a little, well, actually not that little at all. And Brian with a massive front mob from Kevin, as he definitely likes to throw some massive tricks.
Thank you, Toby. Thank you so much. Enjoy your pictures.
And going for a front mob to blind Jono there at the buzzer. Kind of not really executing it super well, but I'm not sure how the judges are going to score that, but he's and Kevin, as always, the showman, doing his pass for the crowd. So Kevin, always a great crowd pleaser, and definitely one to watch on the water, and definitely a cool guy off the water as well. So I am going to throw you guys into a little footage from yesterday. We're going to get the lens cleaned real quick on that camera right there, and soon we will be moving into round number 2 with Alberto Rondina versus Milan. So stay tuned. We'll be back with more kiteboarding action from
Competition in the middle
Adicora.
of the year is really tight. Right now we have Alex Pastor in the lead, Yuri Zun second, Alberto Rondina third. Right now we're seeing such a high level that anybody can come up and change their rankings. So all the riders have to be on top of it every heat to keep their rankings. Also, middle of the year, we're seeing a lot of riders switching to boots, which is a new style for the PKRA. Before, we just had Alex Pastor. And now we're going to see at this event Yuri Zun riding boots, Mark Jacobs, a lot of guys, Sebastian Garat. So it's going to change the format a bit, and we'll see if the guys can take advantage of it.
So the main guys of the PKRA made it, like Mario Rodwell, Reno Romeo, but there are also a few young guns that are hitting it pretty hard, out like Nico Suriel, and yeah, I made it also through the main event, so I'm really happy with that. Yeah, it's been a pleasure to also just be riding with the best of the world to see how they are doing, and of course by looking at them, yeah, you learn a lot yourself. So yeah, it's a great experience to be here.
Yeah, of course it's super exciting because I'm competing against the best girls. You have Carolina, Bruna, Gisela, Asia. It's like they're so good, you know, but it's already super cool to just ride with them and see what they do. And I'm just gonna try, and we're with 8 girls, so it's just gonna be a lot of fun.
Just got done with the trials and freestyle. It's pretty windy as it looks like. Now it's getting time to start off with some races, and we got good wind still. The place is a wind machine.
All right, the green flag is up. We're back with more action live from Adicora with our heat number 10, Rondina versus Milan from Colombia. Actually, no, from Venezuela. Milan is one of the Venezuelan competitors that made it through the first round, and we'll be meeting Mr. Rondina from Italy, and that is Milan right there in front, right there on the RRD kite, reaching out on his port tack, looking for something to set up and hit, and that's Albie right there coming in hot, loading up with a little shifty 3. And heat number 9 results is Kevin Langeray advancing over Jono Schulte. So congratulations, Kevin, on that last heat. Kevin will be moving into the next round of heat number 17, so he's got a little bit of time to chill out and hang out. That will be a heat hopefully we will run tomorrow, because we are only going to go up to heat number 16 today. So we have, this will be the 7th of our remaining 7 heats for the day. And Millan throwing a nice maneuver right there in front of the crowd, getting lots of cheers from his home fans here in Venezuela. And Alberto Rondina, Mr. Italy, the man from Italy, who is currently, I think, sitting in, Albie's in what, 5th place? I think, let's check the PKRA website. I think he's sitting right now in 5th or 4th place, actually. He could be in 4th. So he is definitely a familiar face on the tour and one to be reckoned with. So Mr. Millan is going to have his hands full, but he seems to be doing quite well at the moment. As we're waiting for these guys to come back into frame. Looks like Albie was on a little Tokyo tack, as we call, in the Pacific Northwest, when you tack way outside. Almost like you're going all the way to Tokyo. But here it would be, I don't really know. Oh gosh, Albie's in 3rd. So yeah, Albie is 3rd in the world right now. So Albie is a force to be reckoned with, that is no doubt. And definitely a very cool guy. Oh, nice front blind from Albie on the inside right there at the buoy. We do want to kind of keep these riders doing the tricks in the deeper water, because it is dangerous when you are performing these tricks in the shallow water. But in this onshore wind, you inevitably kind of end up in more shallower water than when you took off. So later in the heat, as you get pressed towards the beach, you know, the water can be quite shallow. So we definitely want to give these guys a buffer and try and keep them out in that safer, deeper water. But tricks counted will count if they were take off within the competition box. If it's okay to land out, but if you do not take off within the competition area, the trick will not be scored. Mr. Millan just not having a good run of it yet here in this heat number 9 against Albie. I've seen few good crashes from him, but he's definitely got the pressure on him here in front of his home crew, and he's definitely up against the formidable opponent. But he rode well in his earlier round against Burgers, and and Millan taking one for the team right there, missing the bar and just going into it, as well as Albie. Not so much, but definitely not going to count as a executed trick. I think that's both of those for sure going to count as a crash, which is counted as 1. So not going to add too much to the scoreboard for either of those riders from those last 2 trick attempts. You can see those boats in the background. It's a pretty cool little port here. There's a reef out there that the waves are breaking on. Some nice flat butter water up in there, tucked in that reef. That's the spot I was hanging out, working on some stuff a few days ago. But all this whole coast is just endless. There's some pretty fantastic riding to be had here, as you can see right now on the screen, and the wind is endless. I haven't seen it drop below, I don't even know, 13 or 14 knots. So definitely a windy spot, and a great place to come if you are just wanting to be on the water as much as possible. So check it out, Adicora, Venezuela. It is a very short flight from Caracas, and I think there's a couple flights a day. You can connect from Caracas to Las Piedras is the airport here in Falcón, which is the state in which Adicora is located. And it looks like Albie might be feeling pretty comfortable about his heat right now against Mr. Millan. He doesn't look too stressed. He looks like he's just kind of having some fun, playing around with some of these kickers, carving, and I'm pretty sure to right now he's got this one in the bag, but Milan hopefully can get a couple tricks out, and as Albie stomping it right in front of the camera, and it looked like Milan was going for a back move or something of the sort on the outside. Wasn't too clear, but not really making it happen. Not bringing it together. Looks like Albie might just go for a little flat 3 or something off kicker. No, a load. Not sure what that was he was going for, but that's it. That wraps it up. Pretty safe to say that Alberto Rondina will be advancing through that round against Mr. Milan from Venezuela. So congratulations, Rondina, and congratulations, Mr. Milan. You at least made it through a round against the world's best. So congratulations to him on his advancement. But he will be out in this single round, but he will go up against some of the other competitors in the doubles. So he is not out of the competition. He is only out of this single elimination. But we are quickly going to move on to the heat number 11 in about 3 minutes. I'm here in the booth with all my posse of technicians all around me, as you can see. We've got a huge media crew here making this happen, and I'm the lucky one who gets to watch it all on screen and bring the action to you live here from Adicora in the studio. So we are on location in Adicora with the best in the world kiteboarders. We've got course racing and freestyle happening at this event. We were trying to get some course racing action to you. It was very difficult to actually bring it into a palatable format, to bring it to you due to the conditions of the onshore wind and the riders having to be so far away. Actually, we had some really low light conditions yesterday as well. We had this kind of haze overcast, but definitely some more sun today. Tons of people on the beach. I'm saying we have over 1,000 people on the beach pretty easily here, and just fantastic conditions here in Adicora for the first 2 rounds of our single elimination of men's freestyle. So we are going to be moving through about 4 or 5 more heats. 5 more, I think, yeah. So we're on heat number 11, and we're ending on 16. So that is, a solid 6 heats left to go for the day. We'll try and get someone in here in the booth and have a little chat with some of our riders and bring that to you live. But in the meantime, we've got a couple minutes here. Take a quick break before we are back with heat number 11. Stefan Spiesberger with Victor Hayes from France. So stay tuned. We'll be back in just a quick few moments.
We'll see how it goes.
All right, and we're back already. It was a quick break, but that's the buzzer for our heat number 11. Stefan Spiesberger right there going massive. No, that was Victor Hayes right there going massive on front of the screen there from France, but not really riding away from it and losing his kite. That's Stefan Spiesberger right there coming in on his north kite, riding his wakeboard boots. Nice KGB. Kite was pretty high on that one. I'm not going to be surprised if we see him trying another trick attempt at that same trick, trying to get his kite a little lower and get a bit of a better score with his execution on that. But Stefan is a super cool guy. He was we were staying at the same Posada past few days, so plenty of time to catch up with him. And he's most improved rider, I think, is what he's been called from a lot of the riders over last year. So we definitely look forward to some big things from him. He did really well in Holland. I think we saw him I'm not sure what place. I'll have to check on that, but I think he was up in around fourth or fifth place in Holland, maybe even better. But so he's definitely a force to be reckoned with, and definitely takes his riding serious. That's Stefan right there. But he's up against Victor Hayes. Okay, I've got confirmation that he was finished fourth in Holland. So he is definitely a threat to some of these guys who are sitting in the top three positions, as he's hopes to work his way up and even into a higher spot. So it'll be interesting to watch how he progresses through this event here in Venezuela. Went for a nice back mow, but just missed the bar, so not getting what he needed out of that. Victor Hayes coming down from a trick attempt that was clearly a crash, but is definitely going for it. Victor's a super cool guy from Almanar, France, where we had an event a couple weeks ago, and Stefan having a lot of trouble, missing his bar, went for a front blind. Missed the bar there. Not going to count as for much other than a crash, but will take up one of his 12 trick attempts. These guys only get 12 attempts at tricks. After that, they are being scored. So that will count towards that. But that is Victor Hayes from France right there. Amanar, the boy from Hier. Super stoked. He was in the booth with me in Holland and seemed to be enjoying himself, doing some commentating, some color with me in English. I know that's not easy. Look like a NIS from Stefan, but making the pass on that one, that's going to help him out here. And Victor, nice. Beautiful back mow from Mr. Victor Hayes. It looked like his kite got away from him a bit. So not perfectly executed by any means, but a solid trick that'll put him on the scoreboard. And there's the front blind that Stefan was looking for in his last attempt. Finally getting that bar in his hands. So that's going to definitely push him into the lead, I think, from what I've seen. We'll have to see. You guys should be getting updates on the PKRA website there at the lower left-hand corner. You should be able to see at least an update or two throughout the heat, and then definitely as we go through the transition, all the scores will be updated. Stefan riding really powered here in his wakeboard boots, so you can see that. Yeah, definitely you can kind of tell when the guys are riding boots or not, just kind of by the way their body rotates and kind of the way it moves. I'm not sure if it's the stance or how the rotation or the weight of the board and boots contributes, but you definitely have a bit more of a different style. So I like to see it myself. To me it looks better, a little more controlled. NIS from Victor Hayes from Almanar, France. Right there, you can see a wide shot of those guys reaching out, trying to get back upwind, or at least Victor. And Stefan's still on the inside here, setting up for something. I think, as I mentioned, I was staying at the same place with Stefan before the event here, and those guys were doing two sessions a day, one before noon. They have a nice front mob from Victor on his starboard tack. But yeah, these guys are spending about an hour and a half sessions on the water each day prior to the event, and 2 of those a day. So, throwing this level of trick is, for an hour and a half, 2 times a day can take its toll. So I think Stefan took a day off prior to the event just to kind of give his body a break, 'cause I know mine needs it. But yeah, these guys definitely do their homework, spend a lot of time on the water training. Nice blind judge from Stefan from Austria, riding for North Kites. I think Stefan said he has to drive about an hour and a half. No, I think that was Mario, actually. I think Stefan lives on another lake somewhere in Austria. I think it was Mario telling me that he's got to drive like a minimum hour and a half, 2 hours to go kiteboarding in Germany from where he lives. But that's going to wrap up that heat. Heat number 11, Stefan Spiesberger versus Victor Hayes. Live here from Adicora. I am your host here in the booth. Live here. Hello, how's it going? Yeah. Live here at the PKRA in the Mormai studio. Pretty impressive digs that we've set up here. So we'll definitely try and get some people, some riders here in the booth, give you some insight into what's going on, into their minds and how they've prepped for this what is our fourth stop of our freestyle events here on the PKRA World Tour, as we meander our way around the world in pursuit of the world championship is what all these guys are basically fighting for. So it's an interesting year with a lot of new riders on the tour, and also a lot of riders that are very quickly inching their way up into the higher echelons of the rankings. So very interesting year to be following it. So thanks for tuning in, and thanks for following it, and there will be sure to be plenty of more action as we move on throughout the tour season. But for right now, we've got plenty of action out on the water here from Adicora. We're going to take a quick short break as we are in a 3-minute transition, and before we go into our heat number 12, it's going to be an action-packed one with Yuri Zun versus Sam Light. So stick around. We'll be back in just a few short minutes.
The PKRA in Adicora, Venezuela started jointly today with, on the first day we just had the trials to know who's going to be in the main event. So we had the pleasure to see a lot of local riders with a really high level here on the spot just behind. And for the race, they just made 2 races, and Brian Lake from the US just dominated 2 once, and he's just leading the race so far. So.
And that's it. We are back with the start of this sure to be action-packed heat with Yuri Zun versus, Yuri Zun versus Sam Light, and the action's out on the water. I think our cameraman was a little distracted by the action on the beach. So that looked to be like a 3-1-3 from Mr. Sam Light, just catching the end of it. And there is Yuri, the man with the plan to try and retain his title for the year, stomping a massive 3-1-3, I believe. Sam Light on his way back in with a nice blind judge 3, just landing on the back of that little piece of chop there. But as I mentioned, he's wearing boots, and I'm sure that probably helped him with that little landing as he stomped and rode away from that pretty powered trick. So see what Yuri's got. As I mentioned, I'm foreseeing Yuri competing in boots as he was training on the water in the prior days, riding boots. Haven't seen him yet, but it looks like he's got them on. So I think this is going to be our first heat from Yuri Zun wearing boots. So all you scoop troopers, you can have reason to celebrate You're going to see some pretty awesome action from this incredibly talented rider. He just continues to stomp trick after trick. But Sam Light is definitely giving him a run for his money. It's a very, very close competition right now. I can't make a call on that. Was a pretty impressive trick from Sam right there, landing with his kite very powered, very low. And I think that's going to put him very close to the position with Yuri. Yuri's got, I think, a few more tricks, but what I've seen from execution-wise from Sam, he's got some pretty impressive tricks as well. Yuri's riding way faster. He's getting a little bit more height and amplitude, but his kite was a bit high on some of those earlier tricks that we saw, but definitely he's riding with a lot of speed, a lot of power, and a lot of amplitude, which are all factors in our scoring criteria that our judges are following. But Sam missing that last trick attempt, and Yuri now looks like he's just trying to get upwind a bit, set up for his trick, a big S3, and missing the bar. But yeah, a lot of speed carried into that trick, but unfortunately not completely executed and landed, so that's going to count as a 0.1, which is a what score the judges give for a crash. Sam setting up. Let's see if he goes for his Pete Rose or a little chromo. Actually, I'm not sure what that trick is called, to tell you the truth. If you guys know what it is, give me a shout. Let me know on Facebook. It looked like a toe side front roll, but I don't know if he passed it in the air, if he passed it on the ground, but it looked like he landed, I guess it was chromo. But yeah, if you know otherwise, let me know, because I'm not perfect at calling all these tricks, as a lot of these guys doing the same tricks. They look very different depending on, you know, who the rider is and how they execute them. There's a lot of a big difference. All right, I think I might have just lost my audio, so I'm hoping that spinning wheel of death stays on or clears up and you guys are still getting this feed. But yeah, I've got the wheels spinning round and round. Unfortunately, I'm just going to continue watching this and heat and see what happens, but keep commentating. But I'm just seeing some phenomenal tricks happen from both of these riders.
This is great, man. This is something different. Yeah, of course. It's very nice. I like the people. You are very nice. No, we're very cool. If you meet everyone around you, you will find some people that I know everybody I meet here. Very, very nice. Yeah, like everywhere else in the world, you know, we had some bad people. That's not our fault. We don't know about that, but I work in a restaurant. That's my job.
¿Qué pasa entonces con Jurisu?
Okay.
No, fresquito, ganador del hit número 12. Se enfrentan pronto. Spielberger de
You have everything. Your house, your portada. No, because my brother is one of them in charge.
Comienza el hit número 13.
Alright, I guess we are back, and many apologies for you guys at home. We had some technical difficulties and unfortunately missed the end of that fantastic heat, Eurozone and Sam Light, which was pretty phenomenal. I saw, as I was trying to troubleshoot our technical issues, saw some insane massive tricks. So Sam going all out, definitely not bowing down to our 2008 World Champion Eurozone and giving him all that he had. So we will bring you the results of that here coming up soon. But in the meantime, we are back in our next round, which is heat number 13, which is Liam Whaley versus Borsov from Russia. And Mr. Borsov is from Russia. Thank you. So we can get our camera on the action. But he seems to be chatting away or something. But here we are back. That is little Liam Whaley from Tarifa, right there, 15 years old, and doing phenomenal for his first full year on the tour. He did a couple events last year, and I think he's committed to doing the whole tour this year. So definitely a pretty impressive kid, getting a lot of coverage. Nice, beautiful low mob from Liam with his kite basically on the water, but it's not super fast. So again, speed of the entry and exit of the trick are coming into play. But Victor just throwing a sick trick off a kicker. I just caught out of the side window here. I'm not sure. I don't think our cameraman caught that, but that's little Liam right now, 15-year-old from Tarifa, Spain. SN3 for the little Tarifan Terror. Light wind Liam. He does like some light wind, but he definitely excels in these kind of medium winds as well. We saw him, I believe, in France, had a little bit of difficulty in those strong conditions. The loop 3 from our competitor Borsov from Russia, right there in front, and Liam on his Cabrina kites, moving out. So if you guys are just coming back with us, sorry about that dropout, but we're back here live in Adicora with Liam Whaley and Borisov on the water right now. We've got people surrounding the booth here, probably 1,000 people here on the beach in Adicora, enjoying this incredible action. Nice back to blind, grab back to blind from Borisov, and front blind from Liam. You can hear the crowd just enjoying all the action, and Carlos Cornelius, one of the godfathers of kiteboarding here in Adicora, or the godfather probably, the legend, flew all the way from Oregon, from his kite school there called Kite the Gorge, to be with us here to do some announcing on the beach in English and Spanish, and everyone knows him, and he's doing a terrific job kind of keeping the crowd stoked. And Borisov's an impressive rider. You can see he's got some boots on there. Liam still riding foot straps, but definitely it's going to be a close heat. Victor's definitely got a fair amount of power and amplitude. Liam as well right there with a solid KGB on his tack in. You can just see the amount of people on the beach right there. And Borisov coming in here on his Hadlow FlexiFoil kite with a nice, pretty powered low back mobe. Well, Liam going down. All right, we're back. I don't think we had any audio in that last little bit, so if we didn't, sorry about those technical difficulties. We had to restart here. It looks like our satellite connection dropped out as we are broadcasting here from a beach in a pretty remote little area of Venezuela, but thanks to Can TV, our satellite provider, we've got a pretty decent link here, as it is very difficult to get internet out to a beach in what is basically a small little fishing village here in the north of Venezuela. But it is a wonderful town. So if you are just back with us as far as the audio goes, we are in the middle of the heat number 13 with Liam Whaley versus Borisov from Russia. Both of these guys are impressive riders, and unfortunately we lost our stream there in that last heat of Yuri Zun and Sam Light. Still waiting for those results, but an impressive heat from both of those riders, as the end of the heat, unfortunately, that no one was able to see except for us here on the beach, was pretty phenomenal, with some massive tricks being pulled out by both Yuri and Sam. Sam definitely not bowing down, and definitely giving Yuri a run for his money. So we'll have to wait for the results on that. But in the meantime, we've got Liam Whaley from Tarifa, Spain versus Borisov from Russia. That's little Liam right there, 15 years old. Definitely fun kid to be around. Pretty nice kid, and going for